Hey Shalom and Calvert, this is Mike, otherwise known as Dijon Mustard, coming at you with a video to describe that's something that Calvert wanted me to work on, an event for our guild, and I think the event ought to take place in Butcherblock Mountains. In Butcherblock Mountains, there's a chessboard. There's a few skeletons that we'll have to kill to clear the board, but generally it's a newbie area, and there's not much difficulty here in terms of mobs getting in our way. Now, I went over to Butcherblock today, and I checked out the chessboard. There are a few chess pieces already on the board. Generally, this is what it looks like. And let's see. I'm going to put my reading glasses on so I can see what I'm doing here. And that should be good for us to see what we're doing. Now, up here, there are some mountains. So we have a backing of mountains here. And also on this side as well, there's mountains here. Alright, now the chessboard has chess pieces on it, and those are marked with the different X's here, so those spaces aren't available to walk on, but all the other ones are. You'll notice that over here, and working upward, there's a clear row here, and a clear row here, and on the other side as well, there's a clear row up, and then another one beside that. These would be the 4 rows that we would work with in our game. Now what I'm envisioning here is that Sharon would be placed up here off of the chessboard but next to these 2 rows. And the Wifer would be over here. Calvert would be on the side of the board over here. Now Calvert's role in this game is for protection. I mentioned the skeleton mobs that occasionally will pop up, and Calvert, your job would be to clear those mobs as soon as they pop so they don't get in our way. I will provide voice moderation for the game. Because the Wifer and I cannot be in the game at the same time, she will actually be in the game, and like I said, she'll be up here manning those 2 rows. But I'll provide voice moderation during the game so everybody knows what's going on and we don't have to do a lot of typing. And then the Wifer and Sharon, I would appreciate if you would provide the prizes for the game. Okay, you can get whatever you want. We'll talk about that and more in just a moment. Now what we're going to do is we're going to play trivia for a game that's called Fact or Crap. That was just a light that burned out in my room here. That's why it got a little bit dark. That's funny because I just replaced that light today. So much for cheap light bulbs, huh? Alright, so the game is Fact or Crap. And on these cards we simply have trivia questions. Let's see if I can get that a little closer to the camera. The first one says, is it possible to kill yourself by holding your breath? And the answer to that is that's crap. Okay, that can't be done. Then the second one is, Mafia is an island off Tanzania. And that's a fact. And electric eels were once used for electric shock therapy. That's also a fact. So what we'll do is we'll have the guildies one at a time. Well, actually, we can do more than one at a time, but we'll ask just one person at a time. We'll have them start on the first square of any of these 4 rows that they choose to be on. Okay? And we'll ask them one of these questions and ask them if it's fact or crap. If it's correct, if their answer is correct, we'll have them move up a square. And we'll continue that until they get to the end of the line. When they get to the end of the line and they answer their last question correctly, then Sharon would give them a prize, whatever it is that she wants to give them, and then they could choose another row that they want to play in and repeat the process. Okay? So basically they have to get 8 questions in a row to get to the top. Now, there's one other hitch to this in terms of the rules, and that is when they answer a question correctly, they can choose one of 2 things. They can choose to move forward 1 spot, or they can have another player move back 1 spot. It doesn't matter which row that they want to play in terms of having somebody move back. So if they're playing into this row here and they want to have somebody in this row or either of these 2 rows over here move back a spot, they can. Okay? Now, here's the reason why we would want to do that. When one person gets to the top of their row and receives their prize, it causes everybody else to reset and start the game over. So only one person can get to the finish line at a time, and then we reset the game and start all over. Okay, so if they want to be the one that wins the prize, then they have to make sure nobody else gets there first. and that's why we would give them the option. You can either move forward one space, or you can cause somebody to move back. So if somebody's ahead of them, then the strategy would be to move them back so they don't lose their prize. And that's the whole idea behind our first event. Anybody can play. It doesn't matter what level they are. I did check out the voice moderation, and that does work. I scared the hell out of Jedi Knight because the volume was up too loud, and I said, hello, and I scared him. So we adjusted the volume. We got good volume in there. It does work, and I think it'd be a good event to play. We could all take I believe the Akanon port from POK, and we go through Felwith, and eventually we get to Butcherblock. If somebody knows a shorter way to get there, then by all means we'll go that way as well. Now, in terms of when we should play, based on my questions in guild today, Jerome and Calbert on the Eastern Standard Time Zone, and Carol and I are in the Mountain Time Zone. I believe we are the only 4 officers, excuse me. Obviously, I'll play when Dwifer is playing. She works during the day, so she's not able to do anything until 5 o'clock your time. So we can do that during the weekdays if we want to. If we want to do it on the weekends, we're completely free. So we just kind of need to know when you all want to do this. We'll definitely want to post a message on the board and tell everybody that if they want to play the game, they'll have to start moving their character over to Butcherblock, or be prepared to do that. Again, the level doesn't matter. Calbert's going to provide the protection on the chessboard, so when mobs pop, they die. I was over there with my 63 character, and one shot, they're dead. But I won't be able to do that because Dwifer will have the character there. And so if Calbert will provide the protection, the prizes Jerome and Dwifer would take care of, and you can get anything you want. You can get platinum and give away platinum. I know Calbert said he would put up money if we wanted to do that, so that'll be up to Calbert how he wants to orchestrate that. Or you can get prizes from the bazaar and give them away. Or you can go to any vendor and get potions for like invisibility, or food and water. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's just something to say, hey, you won, here's your prize, let's play again, and we'll reset and do it all over again. Okay, so that's our first event. I think it'd be a good way to get the guild together and have a good night of fun. Nobody's going to get attacked. Nobody should get attacked. Calbert, if you think there's other mobs that might be near the chessboard other than the skeletons that would get in our way, you can research that if you want to, but from the days past, I don't think there's anything that's going to be getting in our way. Alright, so that's it. You all have my email address. It's familyhotline@aol.com. You can talk to me in game as well, and let's have a good time. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.